America's crime crisis escalating in Democratic-led cities. Just take a look at this. Violent crime surging in many places so far this year compared to the same time last year, except Chicago. But even then, the city saw 52 shootings over the Memorial Day weekend alone. Let's bring in Joe Gamaldi, National Vice President of the Fraternal Order of Police and a sergeant in the Houston Police Department. Joe, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We hate to see this happening in our great American cities, but it seems to be a problem that's only getting worse. Why?
Well, I think it's important to outline just how bad the problem is. In 2021, that was the highest murder rate we'd seen in this country in over 20 years. 16 American cities experienced their highest murder rate in recorded history. And it's showing no signs of slowing down in 2022. Already alone in New York, we're seeing violent crime up 40% this year. And the raw truth is we have a culture of lawlessness in this country. And it's perpetuated by woke policies like bail reform for violent criminals. I mean, look no further than Harris County, where over 170 people have been murdered by defendants who were already out on multiple felony bonds. And we're seeing the exact same thing happen in California. And the monster in Chicago that you guys just outlined, he's lighting people on fire. He never should have been free in the first place. And to make matters worse, we have these rogue prosecutors. And you know what? I hesitate to even call them prosecutors, because at this point, they're just felony advocates and they're an embarrassment to the criminal justice system. They continue to give sweetheart deals to violent criminals. And to make matters worse, is we have a debate that is raging in this country about gun laws, and it's been raging for quite some time, and about creating new laws. But you know what the truth is from the troops on the ground? We're not even enforcing the laws we have on the books right now. We are giving probation to people who are illegally selling guns, probation to felons in possession of firearms, probation to people who are shooting people in the face. Can we not put the partisan bickering aside and just agree that monsters like this, dirtbags who are willing to shoot people, we should be seeking the maximum on them and throw the book at them?
Not happening in a lot of cities at the moment. Here's Liz Peek's take on it today. She writes, Joe Biden's big lies about crime and race hurt America. It's at foxnews.com. Here's a paragraph. The perception that our country's streets are running red with the blood of defenseless black men killed by racist cops has led to laws on bail reform and efforts to hobble our police that have allowed crime to spike and made our cities more dangerous. This is intolerable. I think you'd all agree with that last line about it being intolerable. The point she's making, that our leaders have not been honest with the people. Have you seen that in Houston?
We've seen it everywhere across this country. There has been a false narrative and harmful rhetoric pointed at police officers for far too long in this country. I mean, Black Lives Matter has been out there bashing cops for years, and now we find out that they're building real estate empires in LA, and they got the friends and family plan going on where they're giving six-figure salaries to their brothers and sisters. I mean, I wish I could get on that friends and family plan, but it's all based on a lie. Police officers go out there every single day, and we try to make a difference in our communities, and we're willing to lay our lives down for our communities. And a recent Gallup poll said that 80% of Americans are worried about crime in this country, and they're right. So all these politicians who are ignoring the violent crime in this country, you better get your ass ready to be on the unemployment line come November, because the public has had it. And I think that's what you're seeing with President Biden suggesting we should be funding the police, and he's actually following up and providing funding, because everyone sees the writing on the wall. The defund the police movement was a complete loser, and everybody understands that solutions to the crimes that we're seeing in our country is police officers and a robust criminal justice system that actually prosecutes criminals.
They see the writing on the wall and they feel it. You feel it walking down these big city streets, and you can't not look over your shoulder because this is happening in broad daylight, this type of violent crime. Thank you very much for joining us, Joe.
Thank you.
Joe Gamaldi.